Are you familiar with Karl, with who Destiny is? He's like a YouTube guy.
Yep.
Or political streamer.
Yeah, liberal. He started doing video games, and now he debates people on liberal politics.
Yes. Yeah, big time video gamer turned political guy. Mm-hmm. He's in some not so chill water. He's in some hot water right now.
What did he do, Taylor? Wasn't he sucking a guy off or something? Wasn't there a video that came out not too long ago?
That's not the controversy.
I didn't watch that controversy, but I did see people say he was getting bad head.
He's using his teeth.
A real toothy beach. Don't care for that.
Enthusiasm.
Squeezy ones. Enthusiasm. That guy needed some blue chew. That's all it was.
But he's a bi guy doing what bi guys do. That part wasn't the issue. He's being accused of sending, I think, a video. My chat said it was audio, but video game chat's not the best source. I've also heard he sent a video to a friend, and then that friend sent the video more, like broadcasted it more, and now her intimate details are leaked. Videos leaked. Revenge porn, I guess. And Destiny, I read her what is the website called? Substack. I read her Substack about it, and she has proof that he did this. And the proof is like some texts from Destiny apologizing that it happened, wishing it hadn't happened, offering her some. He's like, look, I know that money doesn't make things right. I'm paraphrasing, but you're having a hard time right now. Maybe like if you didn't have the pressure of bills in the world on you, then that would make things a little bit smoother. Is there some way I can help? Which, I mean, it does feel like evidence that he feels responsible.
You ever offer anybody money, Taylor, for something that you didn't do?
No.
But again, he's not accused of doing the revenge porn. He's accused of giving it to someone who did the revenge.
No, he is. Yeah. They're
listening.
Yeah, I watched a big video. Someone linked me on Twitter. This guy who's like a drama commentator, Nicholas Diorio, made like an 1.5 hour long video. And so I just put that on the side, today while I was doing some work just to hear what was up. And apparently he has now been accused by multiple women of, against their consent, spreading video and images and perhaps audio as well. I didn't hear about just pure audio files of them. One of them was like him getting blown by this girl who was a friend of his. And then he shared that video without that girl's consent to a OnlyFans model trying to get pussy from her as well. And so basically he's being accused of sharing a lot of private videos without, or multiple, I won't say a lot because I don't know the extent of it, but sharing videos of sexual activity happening against a girl's consent. And then I did see, because the guy Nicholas Diorio in the video was like saying alleged a lot as he was going through the documents. And then it got to one point where he was reading chat logs from Destiny and just some other dude in his Discord, I guess, where they were talking about it. And Destiny said something to the effect, and I'm paraphrasing, but this is basically it, where he was like, dude, I'm worried about just offering her money because then it would seem like I'm like, hey, I know I just betrayed your trust in like the worst way imaginable. Here's some money, LOL. And then the commentator who was doing the video was like, okay, so I guess we can just drop allegedly because he just admitted to betraying her trust and doing this to her knowingly.
Man, his
knowing that she cool, and apparently this
we don't ever admit to crimes in ours.
Yeah, and apparently the girl that he betrayed in this way wasn't like it's bad no matter what. If it's a random fan, obviously it's bad and immoral. But it was like someone who thought of him as a friend. Like it's criminal. Also, apparently, I don't know all the law, but apparently it's criminal under some sort of
charges have been filed.
Yeah, charges have been filed, and so. He's in some hot water, and it's just shocking to me that like this guy of all people would be like a ghoul. Crazy.
So I checked the thing. I think Pixie is the girl that's suing him, and she said, "Okay, Pixie's the one whose Substack I'm on," and she says that he sent content of me to this e-girl, and that person published it to the world. So at least in that case.
It's the same difference. Like if you send me a video of you jacking off and then I send it to Kyle and Kyle posts it after you've entrusted me not to share it, that's on me. It's on Kyle too for being a shithead, but it's on me for betraying.
We're not disagreeing. I'm only arguing intent. Like he didn't.
WoodysWood.org.
He didn't mean to put it out there to the world. He meant to put it out there to Kyle in this scenario. And then it went out to the world because he wasn't careful with it like he should have been.
Woody's Woodpecker.
Yeah, shouldn't have been.
Woody's Woodpecker.
Should have just not betrayed people. What is this? Oh, this is from Cherry. It's Cherry, Chaery. I do not care. This is Cherry's post on Twitter. I do not care if we are friends, enemies, strangers. If we disagree politically, debate harshly, I do not care. If you have dismissed me, wrote me off as mentally ill in the past, or if I've made brutal criticisms of your behavior, I do not care. These are not unforgivable crimes to me. I empathize with anyone who is insecure and concerned to throw stones in a glass house. Do not let this man scare you or threaten you into thinking you are the same as him. Do not let destiny make you think your silence or support of him up to this point or at any point is a scarlet A on your name forever. I know what was done to me, and I know who did it. And it's a picture of Destiny. I guess, is this what Discord log look like? Destiny, bro, if I need to go on the sex offender list, I'm taking like 20 other streamers with me, okay? Lol W.
What does lol W mean? I'm too old.
No idea. Probably some
join me.
I believe he's laughing.
It's saying he's a little skibbity.
Smiling.
Laugh oot loud. I have no idea.
He's having a good old time. But the real question is, why wouldn't he reveal that
what a fucking creep?
Regardless.
Yeah.
Remember when Marjorie Taylor Greene said that, or somebody? They were like, if Matt Gaetz goes down, like 20 more like the sex offenders are going down too, because I'm gonna tell. And it's like, why don't you tell anyway?
It's like, yeah, right. It's fucking spread it around and get these people out of here if you know. But this totally shocking that Destiny would be
that doesn't
this
make
way.
You innocent of a crime if other people also committed that crime.
No, you believe it or not, it actually doesn't.
Yeah, it's the worst argument ever.
Yeah. That's so shitty.
That is a bad argument. I think he's trying to get silence out of people. It seemed like he didn't have the intent to share this far and wide. At least with the first chick, he's not being accused of that. The other one, I know nothing about.
Even if it's one person, that's the law.
Suck.
I think his community is pushing back.
Treat her privacy more carefully. Like it sounds like he messed up.
Yeah, messed up in a big way. And apparently this is it seems to be allegedly, based on the multiple women saying it, a pattern of behavior. And so big
women, right?
big L for him. Yeah, two women. Okay. There's two. Yeah. Who both said that he shared things against their consent that they did not want shared. And then for him to immediately go to like, how much money does it take for this to go away? But we're not talking about throwing money at this to make it go away. It's like, get real, brother. Do you think we're retarded?
Like, wait, is that, I actually was a little stuck on that myself. He's like, I'm sorry, at least with the first girl. The other one I know nothing about, I'm not talking about. The one where he didn't mean for it to spread like this. He shared it irresponsibly with one person, and then it shared more broadly. And then he tried to give money to the person like in compensation. How do you say I'm sorry and mean it?
You don't share it. You don't take someone's intimate video.
After you've already fucked up, what's your next move?
Take culpability. So probably don't be a political commentator who makes his living telling people how to live morally anymore.
I feel like I think both of us are swayed by his politics. I
don't like his politics, and that's fair. Yeah. And so I'm going to come down on the side against him, and he's made it all too easy.
He fouled up. It would have allegedly.
Allegedly, he's done some stuff that would be perceived as illegal.
Not as cool as a thruple, I'll tell you that. That other dude's
not as cool as where you just do cocaine with your boys and sometimes with your 9-year-old daughter.
I don't know if look. I'm gonna call it. Destiny's getting no PKA awards this week. All right, we'll see how he does.
Not getting cool guy of the week.
Not getting cool guy of the week. That other gentleman. What's that gentleman's name? The man with the thruple and the cocaine.
I don't think he's welcome here anymore.
Nick Rekieta. That dude's kid's party. He's got a thruple, and that's PK's cool guy of the week. God damn it, that's maybe the month. That's strong. That's strong. He's the PKA guy of the year until someone comes in and replaces him. If you ask me,
right?
I'm bestowing it upon him. I'm capable of doing such. So does Rick.
You're capable of bestowing it upon him. Yes. But yeah, it's a pretty big story. It seems, from what I can tell, that a huge amount of his fan base and supporters have heel turned on him from this, being like,
Really?
what the fuck? Not, I mean, I don't know about the majority, but I know apparently a large percentage have been like, what the fuck, dude? Like, you've made your bones telling people how to live, with the implication being that your perspective on what you're instructing is a more moral way for the country to operate, and then you behave in this way. Not really.
I don't think that's where he comes from.
What otherwise? What would it be otherwise?
Well, he'll say things like, you know, we trust institutions because we don't have the expertise to do everything ourselves. You trust just institutions every time you drink from the water fountain, every time you do this, every time, you trust that your gas, when you buy a gallon, will get a gallon. That's not a moral stance. That's just him saying not all government is evil and bad. That,
not all government's evil and bad, but I've also seen clips of him talking openly about how he thinks right-wing people's voice should be shut down because in his view, it's a net negative to public discourse to allow right-wing politics to promulgate. I saw that from him. Like, he does make judgment moral calls. And so it makes sense for a lot of his base who saw him, even if he wasn't doing that intentionally, people saw him as that, or at least a lot of his fan base did. And so now I don't
see him as coming from a place of morality. And then I guess maybe I always knew him, right? I always knew Destiny had a sexy private life, right? He had an open marriage is basically what I'm getting at. And he's bi. So he's not a monogamous, like, straight-laced guy. But the sharing stuff, I can't defend if it's true, right?
Yeah. Seems true, because he did make a giant post on his Reddit about it and he didn't deny it. He talked about he said that
I'm reading it right here.
As far as I know, like, I didn't authorize this spreading. And it's like, okay, well, it got spread, and then here's another chat log of you sending it to someone, and then that person spread it around, which you can disseminate guilt as you will between the person who spread it thinking it would remain private and then the person who promulgated it throughout the internet. I totally understand that point, Woody. But yeah, he's in hot water justifiably, because I know I wouldn't behave that way with confidential sexual videos. You wouldn't behave that way. Kyle wouldn't. I just met Karl, but I assume he wouldn't. Like,
Karl sent me the best video.
This is beyond the pale, immoral.
Karl's hung. Ask me how I know.
Well, Taylor, Taylor, I really feel like you tear away at your argument when it's so clearly biased. I just don't know how to feel. You had me. But then when I saw the vitriol that you had for Destiny and his big brain,
his huge brain, it's just weird to imagine that someone in favor of trans kids could behave this way. It's so shocking.
In favor of them? What is it?
Well, no, he's one of those guys that trusts the science, and the science says it's okay to chemically castrate sexually confused children.
I didn't know that. I thought he was he's usually the common sense liberal. I kind of think of him like as being kind of pragmatic sometimes. Doesn't seem like
I see him that way too. He doesn't always take the position that the rest of his team would want.
Like on Israel and Palestine, he's like, oh, if you don't like,
he's so similar to Ben Shapiro in so many ways. Like, they are both fast talking, gish galloping. They're short. But the real thing is, like, if you already agree with Ben Shapiro's presuppositions, if you hear him own some college kid, you're like, holy cow, this guy's a genius. This guy's brilliant. Similarly, if you hear Destiny argue with some non-commentator over politics who isn't used to the heat, and you agree with neoliberal presuppositions, you're going to go, wow, this guy's brilliant. But the problem with both Ben Shapiro and Destiny are that they are not at all compelling to people who don't already buy into their worldview.